Alright guys, welcome to today's afternoon edition of the stimulus update, where I will be addressing some second stimulus check news and dive deep into new rental assistance programs. Also, earlier today, I published a video that gave a complete second stimulus check update. So if you haven't seen that, I'll link to it. It'll be the first link down in the description box below. But also at the end of that video, I showed you a simple and free way for you to make money online. So again, if you didn't get a chance to watch that video, it will be the first link down in the description box below. Now, there is so much going on in the world right now, and I want to help you navigate through all of this. Currently, multiple senators have revealed there will be a new $500 billion skinny bill that gets proposed by the Republicans in the next coming week. And the plan is for them to vote on it soon after. And by soon after, I'm talking about within the next day or so of actually proposing this bill. Now, and I'm going to explain why in just a minute. However, this bill is not going to include a second stimulus check. A second stimulus check is going to cost roughly $300 to $400 billion. And so the $500 billion proposal does not have enough meat on the bone to actually give a second stimulus check. But here's what would be included. And I addressed this earlier today as well. But what would be most likely in this bill is going to be $105 billion for schools, $10 billion for the post office, $140 billion for the unemployment extension, and $250 billion for PPP funding, which is for small businesses to keep their employees employed. The total on this bill would be $505 billion. Now, by all reports, this bill is not supposed to pass the House. It will most likely pass the Senate. It will hit the House, and nobody is going to pass it. It will not get passed. It will not pass. Okay, just want to be clear. It will not pass the House. All right. It is meant. This bill, if based on all reports, this bill is not meant to be that end-all bill. This bill is actually only meant to bring Democrats to the negotiating table. That's all it is. It's pretty much just a negotiation tactic. Now, being that the Senate has yet to pass any proposals like the House, if you remember, the House passed the HEROES Act, which is that $3.4 trillion bill, they are feeling pressure to do something very soon. Again, Nancy Pelosi, she can be like, hey, Mitch McConnell and the Senate, pass this bill. We already passed it through the House. All you gotta do, vote on it, pass it. And then it'll be signed into law, right? Well, Mitch McConnell and the Senate can't do that because they haven't voted on anything. They haven't passed a single bill through the Senate. Now, Nancy Pelosi has already said the $500 billion bill in no way meets the needs of the American people, yet Republicans are still moving forward. So currently, Democrats are the only ones that can put anything in front of the Senate and say, pass this, like I already said. Republicans can't do this because even their HEALS Act, that $1 trillion bill that they put out, that they proposed was like a month ago now, or a few weeks ago, that bill was never voted on because Mitch McConnell said that even Senate Republicans, about 15 to 20 of them, do not support the HEALS Act because they feel that there is no additional need for stimulus. So there would be no way they would support it. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is something that many people have already asked. Why would Republicans propose a bill that does not have a second stimulus check when they already included a second stimulus check in the HEALS Act? Well, what you need to understand is honestly there doesn't need to be a second stimulus check in this proposal because it would further complicate matters in the Senate. Let me explain. Don't bash me just yet. I'm all for, 100% for a second stimulus check. I'm definitely not against it. It is needed for many people. But let me explain why this would further complicate matters and the end result would be Democrats would not come to the negotiation table. If this skinny bill included an additional $400 billion for the second stimulus check, then those same 15 to 20 Senate Republicans would most likely not support this bill either. And because of that, this bill would not pass through the Senate. And the Senate needs something that they can show Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats. Like, hey, here's your bill, pass it. But they can't do that. So they have to do something that will get all Republicans on board. And that would mean it can't be too expensive. Anything over $500 billion is considered too expensive at this point. So that right there is one of the reasons why Republicans are going to leave out the second stimulus check currently, right now, because they understand that Democrats are going to negotiate and they're going to get the second stimulus check put back into any stimulus package that the Republicans put in front of them. Now, on the Democratic side, Republicans don't want to include everything because they understand Democrats are going to eventually ask for more. They're going to, negotiate the bill up from where it is currently at. So if it's at $500 billion, they're going to try to get it up higher. If it's at $1.5 billion or $1.5 trillion, Democrats are going to try to get a little bit higher. If they get to $2 trillion, Democrats again are going to try to ask for a little bit more. People always ask for more than what you give them. Now, whether Democrats negotiate or just decline is up to them, but most people assume they would negotiate this far into the pandemic. It's too late. Most people are assuming that Democrats would negotiate instead of just declining at this point. Again, we are really close to Election Day, so it would make no sense for Democrats or Republicans to just decline any type of offer. They need to at least hear what the other party has to say. Now, here is something really interesting that I want to read to you because I thought this was, well, for one, it was very interesting. It was a different approach, and I think it might work, but I want to hear your thoughts on this as well. Multiple experts say Republicans should just play along with Nancy Pelosi's games and humor her by privately saying they will entertain a $2.2 trillion stimulus package, but only after every piece of legislation is outlined in detail. And without it, there is no point to try to negotiate. That's what these experts are saying, that Republicans should just play along with Nancy Pelosi's games and entertain the idea, but do this in private. And they say do this in private because if you say it publicly that yes, let's go ahead and pass a $2.2 trillion package, and then the public gets behind it, the media hears about it, obviously they're going to hear about it, but when you do it in public, the problem is if then the American people think, oh, they're going to pass a $2.2 trillion package, and then they say, yeah, we're not going to do that, then it looks bad on the Republican side. These experts also say, the same experts say, Nancy Pelosi should do the same thing. She should tell Republicans, and specifically do this to the HEALS Act, but that even though it was never voted on or passed, by doing this, Nancy Pelosi could go line by line, negotiate, see the hardline numbers from the Republicans for each piece of legislation, because by doing this, now they know where the other party stands exactly, because as of right now, based on all the reports, based on what Steve Mnuchin has said, Mark Meadows have stated, even Nancy Pelosi, is they don't really have a hardline number. And if they don't have a hardline number at, let's say, 2.2 trillion, 2 trillion, 1.7, 1.5, 1.3, okay, without knowing exactly what's in those bills, how are they supposed to negotiate? But again, I want to know your thoughts on this. What would you do? Do you think this is a smart idea to just entertain the idea, to get all the lines broken down, the exact amounts, and kind of move forward from there? Or what would you do? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now, here's something I want to explain. I spent a lot of time thinking about this because a lot of people have been asking, but I want to address the issue as why $1,200 will never be enough. Now, many people across the country are up in arms about not receiving a second $1,200 stimulus check. And they need this to get caught up on bills. But let's be honest, $1,200 will never be enough for what the government has done to the American people. Here's what I mean, right? For example, let's just say you live in some city and you were out of work for about 6 weeks. All right, 6 weeks. the cities across the country that still are closed down, there's still many cities, many people are not working. Again, if you are one of those people and you're not working or your unemployment is held up, let me know, where are you from down in the comment section below. I want to know, because there are some counties, there are some states that are slow to issue any unemployment benefit. Now, again, for example, let's just say that your place of employment was closed down for about 6 weeks, which is being very conservative because many businesses have been closed down for much longer. Gyms, restaurants, bars, movie theaters, they have been closed for much longer than 6 weeks. If you got a $1,200 stimulus check, that is the equivalent of $5 per hour of not working. Okay? Now, understand that many of these people were qualified and they got unemployment benefits. However, like I've already stated, many people are upset because we are currently about 24 and a half weeks into this pandemic, and many people, based on just the comments I get on this channel and the messages I get on Facebook and Instagram, many people are still not receiving their unemployment benefits. And again, we are 24 weeks in. If you are not receiving your unemployment benefits after 24 weeks, something serious is going on. So again, $1,200 will never be enough. It does help. However, it's not going to get people back on their feet and get them into the position where they are now comfortable going out and spending money. What you need to understand is $1,200 was not meant to be paid out to give people some money so that they can go and spend it on just a bunch of crap, because it's a stimulus check. This $1,200 was going to the American people to hopefully stimulate the economy. Get the economy, that heart rate, get it pumping again, because that blood was stuck. It wasn't going anywhere. Nobody was buying stuff. Everything was closed. The economy was hurting. And it was that $1,200 stimulus check to filers and their spouses and the $500 per dependent that really helped boost the economy up from where it was to where it currently is today. So we'll see what happens. I know anything more than a $1,200 stimulus check is very unlikely in the Trump administration era. However, if Biden were to win, maybe Kamala Harris can push her $2,000 per month stimulus check. I highly doubt it. However, it is still a possibility. Now, let's talk about some new rental assistance programs, because I know a lot of people out there are wondering, well, okay, there's no stimulus check coming right now, but maybe I can kind of get ahead by getting some type of rental assistance, right? Well, yes, you can, and here's how you do it. Currently, in Santa Cruz, California, renters can get up to $10,000 per household to pay for back rent and utilities. I just want you to understand this, that the deadline for this in Santa Cruz, California is September 15th. So we have a little less than 2 weeks for you to go and apply. In Nevada has added an additional $10 million to their short-term rental assistance program. So that's great news. There's more rental assistance to go around. Also at in Orlando, Florida, there are plans to launch their rental assistance program that would give roughly 300 renters up to $10,000 for back rent between March 1st and October 31st. That's good news right there. In Yakima County, Washington, they have devoted $2.8 million for their rental assistance program due to the county's lack of affordable housing. So again, great news there. The county realized they don't have very much affordable housing. There's not many options. If they want their residents to stay, they need to entice them to stay, and rental assistance is a great option. In Santa Maria, California, they have approved up to $5,000 or 3 months worth of rent for their residents. This program, it opened on Monday, August 31st, and it's a first come, first serve type of program. So make sure you go and apply if you're needing help and you live in that area. And lastly, Connecticut. This is great because I reported about a week ago, Connecticut was running out of money, and many renters were up in arms about not getting the aid that they needed. But Governor Ned Lamont doubled the rental assistance fund from $10 million to $20 million, as many renters were struggling financially. So there you go. that is your afternoon edition of the stimulus update. That is what's going on with the stimulus check and how you can get up to $10,000 in rental assistance. Again, if you didn't get a chance to go and watch my video this morning, it will be the first link down in the description box below. Go and watch it, and I show you at the end of that video, I show you how you can make money online $5 at a time. It's very easy. You can easily make over $750 every single month with very little work in under 1 hour per day. And again, I walk you through the entire process. So if you have any questions on it, all you gotta do, come back here, you can ask your questions down in the comment section below, or go to that video and ask me there as well. So thank you guys for watching today's stimulus check update and stimulus package news. If you have questions, ask them down in the comment section below. Like always, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll see you guys on the next one.